In 2004, the Indian Ocean experienced one of the worst tsunamis to date. Millions of lives were affected as the 9.1 magnitude earthquake over India and Burma slipped and killed almost 260,000 people in Madagascar, Indonesia, and India. How did this tsunami occur, and how did it change millions of lives forever? Tsunamis are generally formed by a displacement of water, such as a landslide, a volcanic eruption, or, in this case, of the Indian Ocean tsunami, a slippage of boundary between tectonic plates. The Earth's tectonic plates are massive, slabs of rock 50 to 650 feet in diameter and almost 1.3 miles thick, stretching into the atmosphere. In December 26, 2004, the Indian Ocean tsunami was caused when the India and Burma plates collided together at a speed of 2 inches per year. This caused a massive shockwave traveling at over the speed of sound, going in every single direction over the water. Most of the energy of the impact was lost in the trenches, but the small amount of the shockwave traveled upwards into the ocean and caused a 350-foot high tsunami when it first reached the water. Then, if you can think about it as a snowball gathering speed and height in the snow, the tsunami gradually took on more water until when it hit Madagascar in Southeast Africa, in places such as Mozambique and in South Africa, it had a height of almost 400 feet. 400 feet is almost half the size of the empire of the Statue of Liberty. So if you can think about it, that's almost up to the place where the book is held in the hands of the Statue of Liberty. But how does an earthquake, a small earthquake, turn into a killer tsunami? First, the shockwave of the energy travels up into the ocean at the speed of sound. Then, the tsunami gets formed when speeds of up to 600 miles per hour, or the speed of a jet plane, speed of the jet plane gets generated as the shockwave reaches the water. Then it hits the land and gradually goes over the seawalls, which are only at a height of 100 feet. So it overpowers the seawall by 300 feet. Then the tsunami pushes into land pushes in almost a mile into land. However, buildings will survive the initial impact of water about half mile in, but every other structure beneath that has been pushed into the ground. But then, this is not the real turning point of what makes a tsunami so deadly, because, like everything, the waves must come back. At this point, the ground is too saturated for the water to contain any more water, and so the forces of gravity push the wave back into the ocean. You can think about it like a wave. If you're standing on the beach and the waves generally recede, except in the scale of a tsunami. So as the waves receded, 10-story buildings fell to the ground, and many people were also swept into the sea. And this is how almost 200,000 people died that day. And in the aftershocks and many tsunamis from the quake after December 26th. So, according to CNN, the 2004 tsunami damage is totaled at almost $10 billion. But that isn't even the biggest tsunami wave. But why did it cause so much damage and almost $10 billion in destruction? Firstly, in these developing countries around the world, the seawalls formed by the tsunami are inefficient, as they're made from pure sand or dirt. This means that the tsunami will blast over the seawalls faster than you can snap. So, if you want to prevent a tsunami from doing $10 billion in damage, you should reinvent the seawalls to make them more of a steel design, or you can have a more supportive material like aluminum. Then, just like what's happening in Hawaii right now, you could have a sensor to stop the tsunami and evacuate people. Like they always say, you should go to high land during a tsunami. So you should have better sensors to detect a tsunami. You should get people informed and for people in small families, you could always have a portable radio or a battery so that you can listen to everything that's going on around this disaster scene, and you know when it's safe to come back. If all these steps are taken, then we could honestly bring a stop to the mass devastation of a tsunami for all time. Thank you.